Nobody expected Dylan Wang to cry. Not like this. Not in front of cameras. Not in front of millions of fans who have watched him play the cool, untouchable Dao Ming-Si for years. The boy who never begged, never broke, never let anyone see behind the armor. But there he was, voice cracking, eyes glistening, and every single person watching holding their breath, because what was unfolding in real time was something no script had ever given him. This was not a character. This was Dylan Wang, the man, falling apart in the most beautiful way possible. Subscribe for more stories like this. We cover everything they don't want you to see. And the topic that brought him to his knees? Fatherhood. The idea of it. The weight of it. The terrifying, overwhelming, soul-shaking reality of what it means to be someone's father. He wasn't announcing anything. He wasn't confirming rumors or dropping hints for the internet to dissect frame by frame. He was simply asked a question, one of those deceptively simple questions that interviewers toss out like they're nothing, and something inside Dylan Wang cracked open. What came pouring out of him was so raw, so unfiltered, so completely at odds with the image the industry had spent years building around him, that even the people in that room went quiet. You could feel it through the screen. That specific kind of silence that only happens when someone is telling the absolute truth. He started talking about his own father. That's where it always begins with Dylan, if you followed him long enough to know. He grew up watching his father work, really work, the kind of exhausting, relentless, dignity-swallowing work that men of that generation did without complaint and without credit, and he internalized something from that which he has never quite been able to articulate until now. He saw sacrifice before he understood the word. He watched a man pour himself out completely for a family, and then wake up the next morning and do it all over again. And somewhere in the watching, Dylan Wang made a silent promise to himself that if he ever became a father, he would not let that kind of love go unspoken. He would say it. He would show it. He would make sure his child never had to guess. That promise is what broke him on camera. Because saying it out loud, really committing to it, not as a hypothetical but as something he could feel pressing against the inside of his chest, made it real in a way that clearly caught him off guard. His voice went first, then his composure, and then the tears came, and he didn't try to stop them, which is the part that the internet cannot stop talking about, because Dylan Wang not stopping his tears is somehow more shocking than Dylan Wang crying in the first place. This is a man who has been trained by an entire industry to be magnetic and controlled and aspirationally unattainable, and he just sat there and cried about love and nobody could look away. What makes this moment so impossible to shake is the context. We're talking about a celebrity who exists in one of the most image-obsessed entertainment landscapes on the planet, where personal admissions are managed and measured and released like product drops, where vulnerability is a brand strategy, where even candid moments have publicists. And yet there was nothing strategic about what Dylan did. There was no graceful recovery, no pivot to a promotional talking point, no practiced laugh to cut the tension. He leaned into it. He sat in it. He let everyone see him sitting in it. And in doing so, he communicated something that no perfectly worded press release ever could, that the idea of being a father terrifies him and moves him, and means more to him than almost anything else he could imagine, and he doesn't have the walls up high enough to pretend otherwise. People who were in the room have described the atmosphere afterward as electric. Not uncomfortable, electric. The kind of energy that fills a space when something genuinely human has just happened and everyone present knows they witnessed it. Cast members who have worked with Dylan for years said they had never seen him like that. Not during the brutal filming schedules, not during the pressure of award seasons, not during any of the controversies that have swirled around him and demanded a public response. It took fatherhood, the abstract, future, not yet real concept of fatherhood, to finally get past every single layer he had built. He talked about fear. That was the thread running underneath everything, the thing connecting every word he managed to get out between the moments where speech failed him entirely. He is afraid of not being enough. He is afraid of repeating mistakes he doesn't even know he's carrying yet. He is afraid of the gap between the father he wants to be and the father he might actually manage to become when the moment arrives and the exhaustion is real and the stakes are no longer theoretical. These are not the fears of someone performing emotion for an audience. These are the fears of someone who has spent serious, private time with this question and arrived at the answer that love alone is not enough, that being a good father requires a kind of continuous, active becoming that never fully finishes, and that realization is both beautiful and terrifying. He said, through tears, that he thinks about what his child would think of him. Not what fans think, not what the industry thinks, what his child someday would think. Whether they would be proud, whether they would feel safe, whether they would know, without a single doubt, that they were chosen and wanted and loved not because of what they achieved or who they became, but simply because they existed. He said he wants his child to have the thing he had to learn to give himself, the certainty of being enough exactly as they are. And at that point, half the internet was also crying, because how do you hear that and not feel it somewhere specific and real inside yourself? What Dylan Wang did in that moment was remind everyone watching that celebrities are just people who got famous, and that the questions that keep people awake at 3 a.m., the ones about legacy and love, and whether we are living in a way that will matter, do not care how many followers you have or how many box office records you broke. They come for everyone. They came for Dylan Wang on camera in front of millions, and he had the courage to not look away. There is a version of this story where his team manages the fallout, where a statement goes out, where the tears get contextualized and softened and packaged into something easier to swallow. That version didn't happen. What happened instead is that the clip spread because it was real, and it was real because Dylan Wang, at least in that moment, stopped protecting himself and just told the truth. The truth was that becoming a father, whenever it happens, however it happens, is the thing he wants most and fears most in equal measure, and he cannot talk about it without falling apart, and he's not going to apologize for that. That's the man underneath the character. That's what years of watching the drama never quite showed you. Not Dao Ming-si, not the industry-approved version of Dylan Wang, not the idol crafted for consumption, just a person, fully feeling something, refusing to pretend otherwise. And somehow, in a world full of curated and filtered and strategically released emotion, the unguarded version is the one that hits hardest and stays longest and makes you feel like you actually know someone.